Hey everybody, on today's video we're gonna show you guys how we do our tomatoes. In the previous video we went over the black cobras, which is down here. If you guys remember, I told you guys peppers we do them ground level, the same level that they came out of the tray. We'll plant them at the same ground level there. Tomatoes, we do tomatoes a little deeper, and we're gonna show you guys how. We keep it pretty simple. Potting mix, just get whatever potting mix you could get at the garden center. You don't have to get the really expensive stuff, just something that's, has a little bit of drainage, and it's not gonna keep the water all the time in there. The only two things that we add to our mix, and we just did also on the peppers, is good old Epsom salt. We know odor, we know fragrance. The reason why is because you don't want all those additives in the Epsom salt, and it's about a cup. Again, this is not like you have to have a cup. You could do either more or less. You guys could try different quantities as you guys go along. So basically what we do is we just pour the little cup in here, just pour it in there. And the second fertilizer that we use is some granulated isomite. What it is the isomite is just trace minerals that you're gonna need on your plants. So we just dump them all in here, and what we're going to do is we're gonna mix them up. We're gonna mix them up in the container. I'm gonna mix this up pretty good. What it is it's gonna feed your plants, and the tomatoes are gonna love the Epsom salt. They really love Epsom salt. After this, what we do is we fertilize once a week, either through the drip system with some liquid fertilizer, and if you don't have a drip system, you could always use your garden hose and get one of those end hose adapters for your fertilizer at your garden center. They're pretty inexpensive. You could pick one up for, I don't know, 10-15 bucks maybe. So we do this. Once you get, I'm just getting some of this little stuff out. Once you got it all mixed, go about right there. So I'm gonna show you guys the variety that we're gonna be planting today is going to be Brandywine. And these ones are gone quite long, so we're gonna show you on this one here. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to pick one of the best plants. This one. I'm gonna use this one here. So what we do is we remove the bottom leaves, because we're gonna bury a little deeper. We're gonna remove these leaves, and probably this one too. And we're gonna open up the roots so they could spread out and go everywhere. Just kind of move them around a little bit. So I want to show you guys something on this tomato. Get a little closer on these tomatoes, because we're gonna plant them deeper. We remove the leaves, and all this little fur that you guys see right here, all of that's gonna turn into roots in the future. And also on this right here, I had a question the other day. One of the guys that follow me on Google Plus on the communities, he was asking me whether I pinch the first blossom or blooms, and I don't. I just, on my brandy ones, I like to get the size, so I just remove the extra ones, and I keep only the strongest one, or the first strongest two. If you guys are pinching the first flower or the first bloom, it's up to you. If you're getting good results like that, that's fine. I mean, I don't do it, and they still grow fine. And I'll show you guys the flower on this one. It's a beautiful flower. It's gonna be a really nice tomato right there. So what we do is just come over here, dig the hole, drain it deep, and we're going to plant it deep. There you go. And on this container we're gonna plant 2 of these tomatoes, and the reason why we're gonna plant 2 of them is because we prune them, and as we go along we're gonna show you guys how we prune these tomatoes to get the size of the Brandywine. So we dig the hole for the next one, and we grab this baby right here. This one I removed the leaves already, and on this one we left 2 flowers, and we'll see which one takes. And we do the same thing. We're gonna go in here, and it's gonna go pretty deep. Once we do that, then just come back and kind of push it down a little bit to keep it firm from moving. Okay, that's it, guys. It's not complicated, it's pretty easy to do. Next thing, we're gonna show you guys something different. Tomatoes we could bury deep like with this on this container, with the exception of having some grafted tomatoes, like I was talking to you guys before. I'll show you guys what a grafted tomato looks like. This is one of my grafted tomatoes. It's Maxifor rootstock with granadero cyan, and you guys can see where the little clip right here is holding the cyan with the rootstock. So what we're going to do on this one, you never want to bury above your rootstock, because then this is going to grow roots and you'll be defeating the purpose of having a rootstock. So grafted tomatoes do not bury too deep, just ground level. So what we're going to do on this one, we're actually going to compact the ground a little bit, kind of push down a bit, and we're going to dig the little hole. Make sure you don't plant them above the graft or too close to the graft. So what we do there, we clean this out and we press on it. Press on this and clean the dirt around and just do about so, just ground level. This is all that we're gonna fix. So we grab our second grafted tomato. I'll show you guys. This one you can see where the graft taken, and this is the cyan, what's gonna give us our fruit. So, and we got the basically what we do when we're grafting tomatoes is for disease resistant and for high yields, or it could be multiple of circumstances depending on the farmer. They decide whether they do all. There's a lot of varieties of rootstock for tomatoes, Maxifor. There's a bunch of them out there. One of the most common is Maxifor and Estamino. Those are probably the most common ones, but on this occasion we're using Maxifor. So what we do is we just go over here, dig the little hole, and make sure we're not gonna bury it above the graft. About like that, about so. And then on top of this, we're gonna put a holder, or maybe we just tighten a string. And these are gonna be a single stem tomatoes, so we're not gonna leave too many branches out. So what we're gonna do is what we'll do, I'll show you one of this that might have some of those suckers on the sides. They haven't grown anything, but let me pull this one out so you guys can see. So what we do to grow a single stem tomato is once the tomato comes out here, eventually between this leaf and the stem it's gonna grow a side shoot. We remove the side shoot because we want the plant to put all the energy on the main stem to grow a good size amount, a large size of fruit, or a good amount of fruit, quantity or quality. It could be in, quantity and quality. Sorry about that. So these ones, they haven't grown any side shoots yet, but eventually they will. So we're just gonna break them off and pull them out, and you'll be getting better results on the size of the fruit and the quality of your fruit. So after we do this, after we're done this, what we'll do is we just water the plant. Just water the plant to keep it from going to a stress. The temperatures on my area right now is probably about 60 degrees, sometimes 70, so it's not so hot yet. Once it starts warming up, I'm gonna put this on the ground. They're probably gonna go about this much into the ground, and then this will be above ground, to keep the containers kind of cool and to keep the gophers and the moles from eating the container. Alright, So that's it for today, guys. And then basically what you do that later is just put some water. Let me get some water so you guys can see how we water these things. All right. So let's see. We'll go get the garden hose. So what we do is just kind of gently open it kind of slow. Get some water on this. And what the isomite and the Epsom salt is going to do is going to give the nutrients and some trace minerals. Trace minerals and some other nutrients. So just like so. Good water. And the water as it goes down is going to pull some oxygen. It's going to oxygen the roots to keep them from going into stress. So, sorry. So this is all we do with the tomatoes. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Likes and subscribe. And you guys could follow me on Google Plus and also on Facebook. We're gonna be coming up with more videos on how to do more gardening, and this is really practical for somebody that doesn't have a lot of space in their house or their apartment. They could use a 3-gallon bucket and grow some peppers. Actually, peppers and tomatoes would be one of the ideal things to grow. Some of the tomatoes, if you prune them, you could keep them pretty compact, and then they're not gonna branch out and get too big. Peppers don't grow too big, so that should be okay. So don't let that stop you. If you don't have a big backyard or things like that, don't let that stop you from growing your vegetables. You could still do it on a 3-gallon bucket. Okay, so like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.